Guys, I'm starting a new segment of my YouTube channel where we are going to be building the Ghostbuster Ecto-1. This is an Eaglemoss Hero Collector kit. I'll go through all these, but basically I've got the introduction, I've got issue 1 and issue 2 of Build the Ecto-1. I'm really excited for this build. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so when you first get the kit, you will find in these magazines. This first one is introducing the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. So we have a little bit about the model, 31.5 inches long. I am recording in the United States, but I will say 80 centimeters for those of you across the pond. So you have some features. You got opening doors, you've got tires and hubcaps. These windows will roll up and down. Working headlights, opening hood, detailed interior, removable gurney. I mean, we've just got a lot of stuff going on here. This is going to be a big model. And then how this works is they send you issues every month and you put it together. And overall, it should take about a year and a half, over a year, just to put this all together. So I'm pretty excited. This next page, we've got the faithful replica, just more pictures, giving you some of the detail. You got the headlights, parking lamps, taillights and brake lights, rear workstation, freestanding stretcher, replica Cadillac engine, something I'm very excited about. Just a whole bunch, like I said, winding windows. Got this detailed driver's cab. You've just got a lot going on here. You got simple instructions to give you a little bit about the inside story. Coming in issue 2, more of what you get. And these are what you're going to be getting in issue 2. Coming in issue 2, your parts. So, we got this nice picture, 1/8 scale model. It's gonna be big, and I like big. All right, so what do we have here? Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. I think I know what this is. This is a life-size photography of your 1/8 scale model. Now, my camera is being a little bit difficult today, but basically, you will see how big this is. I'm just gonna have to hold this up later. I'll probably put it on the wall or stand next to it. But this is gonna be really big. I mean, you got model shown, actual size, and I'm not zooming in here. Here's my hand. I'll hold up a picture later. But, yeah, this is pretty impressive. Do we have anything on the back? Yes, we do. We have the front of the Ecto-1. We have the rear of the Ecto-1. It's this beautiful Cadillac hearse based off of Miller-Meteor built this coach. But there's a Cadillac, I believe in 1959, if I remember correctly. I'm sure you guys will correct me in the comments. Ecto-1, New York. And for those of you who don't know, Ecto stands for ectoplasm, which is a byproduct of, just watch the movie. Actually, I have a secret. I've never seen, as of this filming, I have never seen Ghostbusters. But I'm a huge Cadillac fan. I've owned many Cadillacs in my life. I am going to be a big fan of the Ghostbusters once this is done. So, what we've got here is Build the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Now, this is Hero Collector, part of Eaglemoss's kits. They send you parts every month, like I was saying. Build the iconic Ecto-1 car from Ghostbusters. So, what do we got here? This is my first time looking through this stuff. So, we got a little table of contents. I'm not going to read everything. All different contact information. This is what you're going to be getting in this kit. We'll go over that in a little bit. They have part numbers, hood, quantity, blah, 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 if you want to do some inventory. Stage 1, the hood. Instructions, we'll come back to this. So we're gonna be putting together, it looks like we start off with the hood, and we go through some of the hood rim, finishing the build. Not really a whole lot in this first issue, but as you may know, $195, you get the first 2 issues, free shipping, $195 for both 2 issues. After that, it's like, with shipping, it's like $12 an issue, which if you're getting 4, a month, or you can actually get 8 a month, it's gonna add up, and this whole car is gonna cost like $1,500 to $2,000, but I'm committed. So here we have Dan Aykroyd, as you may or may not know. Stunning looking guy. He's a real hero. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all of this. If you really want to pause it, you can read it. It's the original Ghostbuster, Dan Aykroyd. Really, I'm just a big fan of Dan Aykroyd. It was much darker, much scarier, almost like a horror movie. Yeah, but if you've seen some real horror movies, Ghostbusters doesn't really scare me. So you have the original Ghostbusters team. You know, you got Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and of course Harold Ramis. So I really like this kit because they really kind of go into details about the movie itself, which is something that's just really good for fans. Oh, look, busted. Rumor has it the black Cadillac Miller-Meteor has appeared in the 1967 murder mystery In the Heat of the Night. It didn't. The ambulance in that film was a 1959 Cadillac Eureka. But I was right, Cadillac Miller-Meteor. This is the first time I've opened it. I just knew that, so good for me. So the Wallower, blah, blah, blah. Huge fan of classic cars, Dan Aykroyd. 1959 Cadillac ambulance. Okay, ambulance, hearse. Miller-Meteor built both of them. So we got Ecto-1. And then, again, coming in issue 2, you have the issue. You have some extra little stuff. And you do get, every now and then, you'll get extra little things like parts or whatever you need. Of course, this will be the parts for issue 2. And this will be what it looks like after we finish issue 2. So I actually have issue 2. It all came together in the first shipment. So we will be doing a separate video on that. I'm going to separate them all for each of you and allow it to be easy to find. If you're going to build it with me, that's great. Or if you just want to watch this for entertainment, that's fantastic. But that way you can kind of keep up with what's going on. All right, guys, let's get started on the issue. All right, guys, so this is what it looks like for the first issue. We've got the hood, we've got the license plate, and we've got some screws. Blah, 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 blah. The screws are going to be labeled, for example, AM and BM. I don't know if you can see that in there. I do know that the M stands for it goes into metal, so that is something to consider. And there'll be like a P if it goes into plastic. So let's get this thing opened. Brief intermission while I go get my knife. All right, I'm back. Sorry for the brief intermission, but I really was having a big battle with this plastic thing. Now be careful because this kind of is snapped in here. And you do not want to have it pop off and throw all your parts everywhere. I'm guessing that's happened to a few people who's built this. So Eaglemoss has been kind enough to give these screws, labeled of course, in this little baggie, which is something that I'm very, very thankful for. Now, let's first get started with the quality. I mean, we have our parts here, the quality of this model. And of course, you can look up the size too. This is the hood of the Cadillac. Okay, give you something for size. That is metal, and it's not even like a tingy metal sound. This feels like a cast iron skillet. This is solid. I mean, you can see how solid it really is. I mean, for metal thickness, I mean, you can't even, it doesn't even bend. This is real solid steel and real die cast metal, and just the paint is in excellent condition. Yeah, just really very, very, very detailed, very high quality here. This is something that I'm really looking forward to this model. And with the price, you know, it was something you would definitely expect. So let's set that to the side for now. Also, you have some of these other parts. I'll go over, this is metal as well. I'll go over each one as I put it together. I don't want to lose anything. But starting here, we do have the screws. So we have these BM screws, which I'm assuming stands for black metal, going into metal. And then AM, which, well, that just, never mind. White screws, which these go into the hood. But anyway, we will come back to that in a minute. Also, they have given us a screwdriver. Now, as you will notice, if you ever seen one of these built online in any Eaglemoss collection, there are so many different people who use their own tools. There's a lot of mods you can buy for this. There's a lot of different things that you can do. I'm going to try to stick with what Eaglemoss has given me, and I will try to build it with what they give me and exactly how they do it and try not to modify it, just for the simple fact of putting it together and consistency and what you will expect. But I might change my mind later on, but we'll come back to that. So let's get started on this. So if we go back to our instructions, of course we got our parts. Look, they even gave me a little pointer. It's a screwdriver, but I'm using it as a pointer. So the first step that we're gonna do is fitting the air inlets. So the air inlets are 01F as the part number. So as you can see, it's 1, and this is, that's 2, and this is 1. So this one is going to go in like this. Yep. And these will only go in one way. Okay, put the second one on. Yep, come on. There we go, just like that. And already, if you've seen other videos, this can be modified. There's one where it's not with the screws, it's actually just with the, they actually do rivets, and they have like flush screws to make it a little more realistic, because this is actually going to be showing the screws. So, and then these are going to be secured down with some AM screws. Getting a little bit closer here. Fortunately, this is magnetized, so that helps out a lot. Just barely fits in there. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna end up stripping a lot of screws with this screwdriver. I'm gonna probably have to, I'm already changing my mind. I'm gonna probably have to invest in a different screwdriver. At least for certain screws, because it is pretty peculiar. Okay, now we'll set all these, now that these screws are set, we'll tighten them down. I also didn't know earlier, this is made of metal. Everything that we're dealing with here so far is metal. Right, so now we have that part set now. Okay, zoom out. This is what we have so far. Next we'll be doing is number 2, which is assembling the hood rim. So basically, what we're going to be doing, let's set this aside really quickly. Is what we have here is the hood rim. It will be pushed into the rear part of it. Just like that. And then these will be secured with BM screws. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but you will notice that it's a lot easier to screw into plastic than it is metal. Now, I've seen a lot of people oil or put a little oil on the screws before you do that, and that is probably what I should be doing. I might start doing that in the next issue, but for this issue I'm going to power through. Right, so this is what we have so far. We have this, we have the license plate, which we actually didn't really do anything with this time around. I'm assuming this is gonna go somewhere else down there. But yeah, we don't do anything with this license plate yet. Ecto-1 New York. Nothing done with that at the moment. And then we have the hood rim. And then of course we have the hood itself. So it is cool to notice that we did have one extra BM screw, which I'm going to save in case I ever need them in the future. And then we had 2 extra white AM screws. And this is something that is kind of nice. I mean, that they send us extra screws, because it's better to have extra screws than not enough screws. So maybe in the future we'll have not enough screws in there just for seeing that. So, but yeah, this is what we got so far. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. I'll be posting videos once a week about this build. Thank you for watching. See you next time.